It's goofy awe. It's really, really goofy awe. Why is it so awe goofy?
Growing up, I hated horror movies. And it wasn't because they scared me, don't get it twisted. It was because I was too mature. I would have much rather watched Wow Wow Wubsy. But as I grew up, I started giving horror movies a little more of a chance. But the more I watched, the more I realized there's a lot of not scary movies. One could even say there's a lot of goofy movies. Like, we can start with Thanksgiving. It's literally a movie about a turkey named Turkey that kills people.
Nice tits.
Can't make this up. Then we have Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman, whose movies are pretty much just the Chucky movies, just a lot worse. And instead of being a killer doll, he's Olaf's cousin. And you can't be a ripoff of the Chucky movies without having a kid main character. But instead of having Andy, we got this kid.
You'll never be Andy.
This movie, it has a lot of issues. There's the, terrible POV kills, the fact that we never see the snowman actually move, and the characters in this movie are really stupid. We can analyze a random scene. After getting into an argument with his daughter, who also happens to be the girl from Scary Movie.
Nice.
One of the random side characters goes outside for a smoke. And while he's out there, he starts hearing voices. And instead of going back inside like a regular human, he starts investigating like he's the freaking mystery gang. Me personally, call me crazy, but I would just assume it's a snowman. And after that, all you gotta do is just lay out some salt and call it a night. But since Brody over here wanted to keep investigating, he ended up getting a whole axe shoved down his throat.
Gosh, I only asked you for a smoke.
That's another thing that gets just a little annoying about this movie. There are so many one-liners.
Can see your house from up here! Don't eat yellow snow. I'm a Picasso! Blow me.
I think it's funny, it's really not. It's not funny at all, bro.
Honestly, I think the worst part of this movie is the fact that Jack survived at the end. Aside from killer turkeys and snowmen, we also had killer clowns from outer space. I mean, y'all heard the title, just expect goofiness. So this one night, this couple is doing what couples do when they see a huge ball of light crash in the distance. Wonder who that could be. So this old conspiracy theory guy takes his dog with him to go check it out. And oh snap, it's a circus tent. And oh snap, now the dog's gone. So the old man starts throwing a tantrum because his dog got stolen. But hey, here's someone to cheer him up. It's one of the very terrifying clowns. His name is Jumbo, and I think we know what happens next. Our main characters Mike and Debbie also find the tent and go in to explore it. And it really does look like it was made by clowns. They got the popcorn, they got the cotton candy. Oh crap. And that's when they realize this circus tent is not a circus tent at all. It's a spaceship. Then, because they're stupid, they drop something, they get caught by another clown, and then proceed to get hunted down by them. They even had a balloon dog to do all the sniffing for them. I mean, I guess you could call him a balloon hound. Get it? Bloodhound. So Debbie and Mike end up escaping, sadly having to kill Balloon Hound in the process. And now the clowns are ready to start some chaos, so they start strolling into town. And while we have some time, I'll go over all the clown names. We got Jumbo, Fatso, Rudy, Shorty, Spiky, and Slim. So after escaping, our main characters are now trying to convince the cops that killer clowns from outer space are real.
Killer clowns, and they shot popcorn at us. We barely got away.
And Officer Douche over here didn't want to believe them.
Killer clowns from outer space.
I mean, I probably wouldn't either. But luckily our boy Dave over here is still a simp for Debbie, so he offers to help. And while we were gone, the clowns were definitely having fun. Turned some people into cotton candy, punched some heads off. We also got some very terrifying laughs. Drove some people off the road, and the douche from earlier got his karma. And in this little sequence, we find out what the popcorn from earlier does. And unfortunately for Debbie, she had a few bits of popcorn on her clothes from earlier. Cut back to Dave, and he's back at the precinct looking for guns when he sees the most disturbing thing ever. Clowns with titties. Jumbo turned the douche from earlier into a human talking dummy.
All we want to do is kill you.
Jumbo gotta be the creepiest one. He was already on that EDP timing earlier, and now he's doing this? Dave shoots the clown in the nose, cause they're clowns. Duh. And Jumbo turns into a Beyblade and explodes. So now we know how to kill them. Cut back to Debbie, who just got out the shower. And it's the popcorn monsters. And the clowns are here. So while all this stuff was happening, Mike was on the way to Debbie with the two ice cream guys from the start of the movie. But by the time Mike got there, it was too late. Debbie had already been put into a balloon and kidnapped by the clowns. Don't know why they didn't just kill her like everybody else, but F it. So now Dave, Mike, and the ice cream guys team up to go save Debbie. So they find the tent, immediately go in, and immediately get split up. The ice cream boys fell into a ball pit where they had two female clowns with, I told y'all, boobs that never stopped growing, just staring at them.
Oh, hell no, man.
So we're back with Mike and Dave, and they discover that the cotton candy that people get turned into is actually used as a food source for the clowns. So after that, they find Debbie in one of the big balloons, shoo her out of it, and I guess just leave without freeing everybody else who's trapped in the balloons. They're probably still alive. So some clowns hear the gunshot, and that's when we get this huge goose chase of our main characters running from the clowns through all these wacky looking rooms. We even see a few more clowns die, and some more balloon hounds. The chase ends in this huge room where a bunch of clowns are waiting for our main characters. And right when it looks like it's the end, the ice cream bros come crashing through the walls and save our friends. And if you're wondering how they escaped the female clowns, they're covered in clown kisses. Use your imagination. And since all the relevant characters are here now, that's when we get the reveal of this huge Godzilla clown. Like, how tall is that? Like 20 feet? And my boy ain't waste no time. He instantly crushed the ice cream truck, then proceeds to go for the kill on Dave while everyone else escapes. And just to add a little more tension to the situation, the spaceship takes off. And that means no hope for Dave. And as Dave's about to get eaten, he remembers he's a cop, so he uses his badge to pop the huge Godzilla clown's nose. Clownzilla goes Beyblade and explodes, in turn destroying the whole spaceship. But luckily everybody survives, because I guess falling hundreds of feet in a clown car can't kill you. And the goofiest part of this movie by far is the fact that Mike allowed Dave to kiss the back of his girl's head. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the goofiest of goofy movies in my opinion. But before that, honorable mentions. First honorable mention we have is Leprechaun. It's about, what do you think? Another honorable mention is Friday the 13th, Jason Takes My Hand. The movie's stupid as a whole, but the most annoying part is, how did they get the boat out of Camp Crystal Lake? There's no river attached to the lake. And now, for real this time, the most goofy movie, in my opinion of course, even though my opinion is objective, is Halloween Kills. Look, this movie was amazing, but it does have its goofy moments. And I'm gonna show y'all. So the movie starts back where we were. I'm not explaining it. Here's the link. Turns out Officer Hawkins is still alive because I guess getting stabbed in the neck and run over can't kill you when you have plot armor. Then we get a flashback all the way back to 1978 when the original Halloween movie came out and when Michael Myers was still on the loose. We see young Officer Hawkins on Michael's tail displaying his stormtrooper aim as Michael walks away. So disrespectful. After that, Officer Hawkins and his partner Officer McCabe track Michael back down to his childhood home. And while they're in there looking for Michael, Officer McCabe decides to walk into the room where Michael got his first kill, aka his sister's room. And he decides to stand in the same spot where Michael used to stand.
Haddonfield, where nothing exciting ever happened.
Damn, that was the fastest I've ever seen Michael move. So Michael's strangling McCabe when Officer Hawkins comes in to save him. But sadly, my boy forgot to turn off friendly fire. He ends up taking out McCabe. So Michael's like, damn, dude just stole my kill. So he just leaves. Then we get another display of Stormtrooper aim and Michael gets arrested. Back to the present day, which is 2018 for them still. We meet a bunch of grown-up versions of the characters from the original movie. The 1987 version, that is. And some are even played by the same actors.
Nice.
When your question is actually
grown-up version of the characters from the original movie, the 1987 version, that is, and some are even played by the same actors.
Nice.
But all these side characters are the reason the movie's so goofy. Like, there's just one scene where they have J.R. Smith, Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, levels of decision making. But that's for later. Anyway, we see Michael escape the burning house from the last movie, and a bunch of really cool dramatic shots, and after murdering everyone, we cut some actually lovable characters. It's an old couple that lives next to Lori. Oh no. Come back to the bar where everybody's now finding out that Michael Myers is free. And that's when the doctor couple discovers someone's been hiding in their car. And it's not Michael. It's one of the guys that escaped from the prison bus with Michael, but it's not actually Michael. But after this, that's when the stupidity commences. So everyone from the bar splits up into groups to go hunt who they believe is Michael Myers. But as the first group will soon learn, the real Michael ain't running from no fight. So doctor couple, girl from the first movie, and lady from the first movie stop at a playground to go warn these kids about Michael. Very kind of them. But this is a horror movie, so when the girl from the first movie goes to talk with these two little Michael comes back with a bloody knife and a bloody mask that belonged to their friend. Michael spots the people in the car, and this is the scene I was talking about earlier. So a lady gets jump scared by Michael and decides to waste all her rounds in her pistol. Okay, Dr. Lady gets thrown out the car, there's guys pissing himself, then Marion, that's her name, goes to shoot Michael, and guess what?
This is for Dr. Loomis.
So Nurse Guy finally goes into his alpha state, but it didn't go so well. But wait, here's his wife to save the day, wasting every bullet in the clip just like Marion, except her last bullet goes straight to her head. Damn. So the last person left from group 1 is the girl from the first movie, Lindsay. And she straight up slaps Michael with a bag of bricks. But obviously, Michael eats it. And he starts to choke her. And then she breaks the most important rule of the WWE. Never touch a wrestler's mask. So Mikey gets all insecure and Lindsay runs away, thankfully escaping Michael by hiding behind a tree. Back to the hospital where we see Lori recovering from her last fight with Michael. A nurse throws in Officer Hawkins, and while he's there, Lori confesses her love for him. And he confesses that he saved Michael back in 1978. Turns out he stopped Dr. Loomis, may he rest in peace, from killing Michael. And now he feels very guilty about it.
It's not your fault. It's mine.
Yeah, you're right. It is your fault. Back to group 2, well, not the only group, and they come across the remains of group 1, and they find Lindsay.
Nice.
And that's when Tommy, the boy from the first movie, vows to kill Michael.
I'm gonna get you. Come get it, man.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Have the sheriff killing Michael over you. Back to Michael, he's paying a little visit to Big John and Little John, a couple that lives in Michael's old house. And they're probably the funniest people in this movie, but Michael doesn't care. Michael gets in through the back door, and as Big John is checking Michael's sister's room, Michael's sister's room. Little John runs up to help Big John, where he sees him missing his eyes. Ouch. And he sees Michael back to looking out his sister's window.
Hi, how are you?
And that was the end for Little John. Guess you could say... Yeah, I don't got one. Back to the hospital where everybody in town is looking like they popped a perk. Might have even popped 2, because they're convinced that this 5'5" man could be 6'7" Michael Myers. This is the most frustrating sequence in the whole movie, and it's all his fault. Dude wants to be a hero so bad, but bro, you're a side character. You're just here to die, be useless, or be comedic relief, because main character isn't the one. Nice. Anyway, it's all led to this dude jumping off the building, sadly. I don't know why the mom didn't just stay in the room with him, but whatever. Then Tommy has the audacity to say,
he's always worn a mask. How do we know it's not him?
So at this point in the movie, everybody in town realizes that Michael was trying to go back home. But Allison, her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's dad were already at the house. So the dad goes in first. I guess he has a better chance than those 11 firefighters did earlier. I would have just stayed inside and called the cops, but it's fine. So he goes in. The kids hear gunshots, so they immediately go in after him. They find Big John and Little John, and then they also find the dad.
Man, I'm dead.
And guess who's next? The boyfriend! So as Michael's killing the boyfriend, Allison pulls up trying to one-pump Michael, but he fails. He throws her down the stairs, her leg breaks, he executes the boyfriend, and as Michael's about to finish off Allison, her mom comes through, stabs Michael, and takes his mask. And as we all know, Michael's an insecure boy, so he chases after her. But when he finds his mask, Michael realizes it's a trap! Because the whole town is here, and they're not looking too happy. And I mean the whole town. Like, there's even a lady with a freaking clothing iron. Like, what are you gonna do with that? So Michael puts his mask on for one final battle. Did I say final battle? I meant like final battle for them, not for him, because Michael Myers is immortal now. So as Michael was getting jumped, we learned from Lori and Officer Hawkins that Michael is now an incarnation of evil, meaning he can't die. So immortal Michael kills everyone, and we finally get the scene we were waiting for. At the end of the movie, we see Karen and Allison back at the house, and they don't know that Michael's still alive. Then Karen goes into Michael's sister's room. I think we all know what happens now. So yeah, that was all the movies I could really think about right now. And I think that's the goofiest it's gonna get. I mean, the only thing goofier I can imagine is like Winnie the Pooh or something. And that's never gonna happen. Whew, I'll be scared for a second.